Jai Hind everyone, my name is Ankita Rani. I am working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today we discuss the topic in the Python is Python packages and libraries. So in this we discuss the how many libraries are in the Python programming language and what are the various packages in that. So first we discuss what is Python package. Python modules may contain several classes, functions, variables, etc. Whereas Python package contains several modules. There is a difference between the Python modules and Python package. In module, we have a classes, variables, functions. So in Python module, we have a classes, variables and function. And whereas Python package contain these modules. Python package contain these modules. So in simpler term, package in Python is a folder that contain various modules as a file. Next is the how to create a package in the Python. Let's create a package in Python which is named, package name is my package, that will contain two modules. One module is mod 1 and another module is mod 2. So to create this module, we follow the following step. First step is, first of all we create a folder and folder named is my package. After creating a folder, inside the folder we create an empty Python file. Inside the folder we create an Python file whose name is init.py. init.py. Then create two modules, mod 1 and mod 2 in this folder. After creating folder, in folder we can create the two modules, mod 1 and mod 2. So the first module is mod1.py. In first module, we create some function which is called def gfg, and in that function first we have welcome to gfg. And another module, after that we create the another module which is called mod2.py. py stands for Python, and in second module we create function whose name is sum, and in that function we pass two parameters a and b, and after that we return these two parameters. So then we import these files from the modules. So from mod 1 import gfg, and from module 2 we import sum, this file and this file. So this init.py will only allow the gfg and some functions from the module 1 and module 2 to be imported. So this is the way for creating the Python package. So next we understand what is init.py. Init.py, basically it is a file and which helps the Python interpreter recognize the folder as a package. So it also specifies the resources to be imported from the modules. If this file is empty, this means that all the function of the modules will be imported. If this file is not empty, this means that some modules are there in the file which is not imported. But if this file is empty, it means that all the modules of that function will be imported. And we can also specify the function from each module to be made available. For example, we can create the file for the above module as, first we create the file init.py. After that we will import the modules from the above created package and will use the function inside those modules. So first we import the module 1, after that we import the module 2, and then we call the function gfg, and we use another variable which is called result. In this variable we store the result of module 2 dot sum, and in this we pass 2 parameter value and print res means at last finally they print the result. Result is welcome to GFG and 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. This is the output. So there are the simple program which using built-in functions of package matplotlib. Basically, matplotlib is a Python library that helps in visualizing and analyzing the data. Matplotlib library is used to visualize or analyze the data to help the better understanding of the data with the help of some graphical representation, pictorial visualization that can be simulated using the matplotlib library. And matplotlib library is beneficial for the static, animated and interactive visualizations. So for that purpose, you can use matplotlib library. So how do you install the matplotlib library? So first step is, first we open the command manager, cmd. Command manager is opened through the command cmd. After that, we type the below command in the terminal. After that, we have to type cd desktop. After cd desktop, then we type the following command: pip install matplotlib. So this is the way for installing the Python matplotlib library. This is the example of next. This is the example of the matplotlib library. You can see that in this we have a one variable. First, we import the matplotlib library, matplotlib.py and plot as plt, and after that we use x variable. In x variable we pass the 3 item in the list and another variable y, and after that we plotting the points, plotting the x-axis values and y-axis values, plotting the point by the syntax plt dot plot x comma y. So we naming the x-axis by plt dot x label bracket में x-axis, and we naming the y-axis plt dot y label y-axis. So after that, giving a title to the graph. So for giving the title, you can use the command plt dot title bracket. In bracket, you have to write title name, which is called my first graph. After that, we use the function to show the plot. The syntax of the function is plt dot show. So this is the way for writing the for importing the matplotlib library in the Python. So this is the graph which can be showed of the previous example. So by using this example, the output of that example is that graph. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and this graph is plot with the help of the matplotlib library. And my first graph is the title of the graph. Next library is the NumPy library. NumPy is a general purpose array processing package. It provides high performance multidimensional array object and tool for working these arrays. Basically, in NumPy library, this is a array processing package. In that, we use the array object. So, besides its obvious scientific use, NumPy can also be used to used as an efficient multidimensional container of generic data. Next is the arrays in NumPy. Array in NumPy is a table of elements, usually numbers, all of the same type, indexed by a tuple of positive integers. So, for example, First is the, in NumPy, number of dimension of the array is called the rank of the array. In this, we call the dimension is the rank array. Next is the a tuple of integer giving the size of the array. Through tuple, we can calculate the size of the array along each dimension is known as the shape of the array. After that, an array class in NumPy is called AND array. ND array. Elements in NumPy array are accessed by using square brackets and can be initialized by using nested Python list. So next library is the Pandas. Pandas is a powerful and versatile library of the Python that simplify the task of data manipulation. If you want to do data manipulation in Python, for that purpose, you can use Pandas. So Pandas is built on top of the NumPy library and is well suited for working with the tabular data, the data which is in table form, such as spreadsheets or SQL tables. So its versatility and ease of use make it an essential tool for data analyst, scientist and engineer. Nowadays, the scientists, engineers, data analysts can use this library for working with their data, for working with the structured data in the Python. So what can you do using pandas? So by using panda, you can use the data cleaning, data merging and joining, and you can easily handle the handling of missing data in floating point as well as non-floating point data. And a third, column can be inserted and deleted from data frame and higher dimensional objects. Next is the powerful group by functionality for performing split, apply, combine operations on data set. Next is the data visualization. So these all are the things which you can do by using pandas. So how can you import panda? Simply you write import pandas as PD. PD is referred to as an alias to the panda. It indicates that the library name which is called pandas, it is not necessary to import the library using alias. It just help in writing less amount code every time a method or property is called. So there are the two data structures in the pandas library. First is the series, another one is the data frame. In pandas series is a one-dimensional labeled array capable of holding data of any type. The axis labels are collectively called index. The for example, x-axis, y-axis are called as the indexes. The Pandas series is nothing but a column in an Excel sheet. For example, if you have an Excel sheet, then Pandas series is called the column. So labels need not be unique but must be of hashable type. The object supports both integer and label based indexing and provide a host of methods for performing operations involving the index. So this is the program for creating the series using the pandas. First, we import the pandas library as PD and then we import NumPy library as NP. After that, we creating the empty series. Series ser is equal to pd.series. After creating the empty series, we can print that series ser. After printing, we generate the simple array which is called data is equal to np.array. In array, we have these letters. After that, empty series, we fill the empty series by their data because this series is empty previously, but that time we fill that data in this series and at last finally we print the series. Next is the how can you create pandas data frame. So in the real world, panda data frame will be created by loading the data set from the existing storage, and storage can be like a database, data warehouse, your CSV file, your Excel file. So you can collect the data from any of the sources. So data frame can be created from the list dictionary, and data frame can be created in different ways, and here are the some ways. For example, first is the creating a data frame using list. So using a data frame can be created using a single list or list of list. Next is the GUI in Python. So there are the various GUIs in the Python, but the most popular GUI, the most popular interface of the Python is the Tinketer. Tinketer is the Python interface to the TKGUI toolkit shipped with the Python. In short form, we can call TK as Tinketer. Next interface is the WX Python. WX Python means it is an open source Python interface for WX widgets GUI toolkit. Next GUI of Python is PyQt. PyQt is a popular cross-platform or Qt GUI library. Next is the PyGTK. PyGTK is a set of wrappers written in Python and C for GTK plus GUI library. Next interface of the Python is PySimple GUI. PySimple GUI is an open source cross-platform interface for Python. It aims to provide a uniform API for all the purpose for creating the desktop GUI, which is based on the Python's Tinketer, PySide and WX Python toolkits. Next interface of the Python is you can also call Pygame. It is a popular Python library which is used for developing the video game, and it is also a open source and it is also a cross platform library. Next is the Jython. Jython is a Python port for Java. At here, J stands for Java. So, which gives Python script seamless access to the Java class libraries on the local machine. So, the among all of the GUI, the most famous GUI in the Python is the Tinketer. So, for using the GUI, you can create a Tinketer Python app. So, for creating the uh, Python Tinketer app, because Tinketer is the most commonly used method and it is a standard Python interface to GUI toolkit, and Python Tinketer is the fastest and easiest way to create GUI applications. So, to create a Python Tinketer app, these are the following steps which we have to follow. First is the import the module which is called Tinketer. After that, create the main window which is called container, because the interface of the Tinketer is like that, and this window is called as container, and this whole interface is called as TK. So add any number of widgets to the main window. So at here you can add any number of widgets like that. So and we can apply the event trigger on the widgets. So in that widgets you can also apply some events, some actions, some buttons. So how do you import a Tinketer? Importing a Tinketer is the same as importing any other module in the Python code. So for example, in Python 2 version, Tinketer is looking like that, TKINTR, at that T is capital, but in the Python 3rd version, it is Tinketer, and in this T is small letter. So for importing, we can write import Tinketer. So there are two main methods used for the user needs to remember while creating the Python application with GUI. So Tinketer also offer access to the geometry configuration of the widgets. So there are mainly three geometry manager classes. First is the pack method, grid method, place method. In pack method, it organizes the widgets in blocks before placing in the parent widget. But in grid method, it organizes the widgets in the grid form before placing in the parent widget. But in place method, it organizes the widget by placing them on specific positions, which is directed by the program. So these are the three ways for placing the widget in the window. And there are a number of widgets which you can put in your Tinketer application, but there are some buttons in the Tinketer. So to add a button in your application, this is the syntax to add a button in the Tinketer. So so there are number of options which are used to change the format of the buttons. Number of options can be passed as the parameter, which is separated by the comma. Some of the ways for the format of buttons: active background. So to set the background color when button is under the cursor, active foreground. Active foreground means to see the foreground color when button is under the cursor. BG is for the normal background color. Command to call a function. Font to set the font of the button label. Image to set the image on the button. Width to set the width of the button. Height to set the height of the button. So these are the some different parameters for the formatting of the buttons. Thank you.